Hi everyone, Linda here. Our challenge this month in LESSology is birds of a feather flock together, and it has to do something to do with birds or bird cages or something like that. And so what I like to do is make a birdhouse each year out of these old gourds. And one year, for years I grew them and I'd get one or two. One year I didn't grow them, and seeds must have been left, and I got a ton of them, so I'm still using them. So what happens is you get the gourd, it's green, then you let it dry out through the winter and it's all kind of moldy and icky like this. Then you take some warm water and one of these kind of brushes or scruffy things, and you clean off all the mold. So I'm going to get this all cleaned off, and usually I just put a small hole in it the size of a quarter, because I like the wrens to like these for their houses, and the wrens sing so pretty. They aren't really a pretty bird to look at, but they have such a cute song. So I usually make these wren houses, and then I put a wire through it. Started cleaning this one, and I'm using hot water and one of these metal like scruffy things, and you just scrub off all this stuff. And here comes Lucy. She's got to check this out. So you just scrub this all off like this, and then it gets these beautiful designs in it. Now you could paint it, but I think the natural designs in it are so much prettier. So I'm going to finish scrubbing this, and then I'll show you what I do next. Okay, so I have it all cleaned off, and basically what you're cleaning off, like if you look up here, is kind of like a skin, the skin that's on it, because it's a really green plant when you pick it, or gourd when you pick it, and then the green kind of turns brown and underneath gets really hard. And so inside there's a lot of seeds. See, it could be a shaker too. Some of the smaller ones I used to take to school and let the kids use them as shakers. But so all these lines that are on here that I think are so pretty. I mean, look at this. It looks like butterflies and all kinds of things. These are formed by the mold, you know, going into the gourd itself. So it's really pretty. So what I'm going to do is cut a hole in it, and the hole is going to be the size of a quarter, because that's the size hole you need for a wren. So I think I'm going to put that. Usually, you know, sometimes I have a spot that's soft, but I don't even feel a soft spot in this one, so it's really hard. So what I'm going to do is drill a hole, and then I'm going to take an X-Acto knife and cut that. So I've drilled part of it to get kind of close to the circle, and then I'm just taking an X-Acto knife and going around, getting onto the line that I did. Then what I need to do is cut or drill some holes in the top for a wire and some holes in the bottom for drainage, that if water would get into their nest. Then I have to take out all the seeds, and that's the part that takes a little bit of time, especially when you're working with such a small little hole. But if you make the hole too big, then bigger birds will get in there, or who knows, squirrels, whatever, things you don't want in there. So you want it the size of a quarter for a wren. The seeds will just start coming out. I can go in there. Now sometimes they're like big chunks because they're hooked to the membrane. So I have to go in and cut them up, but this is what the seeds look like, and I can just plant those again this year, which I often do. Sometimes I do this outside and I just let them fall where they fall. And those grow the best. But I think this would be a good summer because they really need a long, hot growing season. See, this is kind of like a membrane that has the seeds attached to it, and sometimes that's kind of hard. And just like a pumpkin, some of these have a ton of seeds and some have very few, but most of the ones I've had seem to have like a ton. So, all right, I'll get this cleaned out, and then I'll get, well, I can do that right now. I'm going to put like 4 little holes in the bottom here. And the holes, it drills real easily. Now those holes are for drainage, like I said. So if rain would get in it or something, it would drain out. And then I'm just going to put a hole here. And then one on the other side so that I can put a wire through it. Alright, so I'm just going to get it cleaned out, and then I'll get the wire put in it. Now I could paint it and stuff. In fact, I have one that I've painted in the past that I paint it like a ghost, and I sit it outside at Halloween. And this is outdoor paint, so it might hold up, but I'm not really sure on what paints to use, and I've seen them paint it just beautifully, but this one I think is just going to be painted by nature. So this is my birds of a feather flock together entry. I'm going to clean this up a little bit too and get the seeds out. Okay, it's all cleaned out, the holes are drilled, and then I just drilled an extra little hole for a perch, and this is just a stick that I had downstairs, and usually I don't put a perch on there, and every year I think, oh, I should really do that because it's fun to watch the little babies come in and out. I don't think I like the way it hit that knot, but I think it's in there too far, that it might get in the bird's way. So I'm just going to stick it in like this, and I'm going to use some Aleene's tacky glue. I hope it works. I was going to use hot glue, and I thought, well, what if it gets hot? So I don't even know if this will hold this in, but we'll give it a try. Put a little bit on it so it's on the inside of the hole there. I don't think that should be too bad. Maybe if I put it this way. And so I have like a little knot there, so that should hold it pretty good. Like that. And then the little birdie can sit on that. Usually what they do is they grab the edge and you see the little baby's heads popping out, and then she's feeding it. But I think maybe a little perch might help her. So the last thing I need to do, well, next to the last thing, just put a piece of wire through here, and sometimes this is the hardest. One of the hardest parts is getting it through, because I've bent it all up. This is 24 gauge wire. There we go. And then I'm just going to take it up like this and tie it up, and then I'm going to go hang it in a tree, and I like to hang it in the tree outside my bedroom because it's just really fun to watch the birds and lay in bed and watch the birds, and then also hear their songs. So, and I'm sure Lucy's gonna love watching them, although she might want to eat them. But all right, so I'm just gonna get that tied up, and then I'll show it to you in the tree. Okay, I've decided to show you how I hang this in the tree. It's kind of ridiculous. I'm inside my bedroom, and inside the I've taken the screen out of the window, and now I'm opening the window, and then I have this, and I use the same thing every year. I think I better put Lucy, you need to go in here because this will be dangerous. I put Lucy in her cage because I was afraid she'd jump out the window. So I've taken a hanger and put it on the end of the stick, and I use the same one every year, and then I pull one of the branches in the window, and then I tie it to the branch. Oh dear. I got the branch, but I didn't have it in my hand to tie it. Alright, and it's really, really windy today, so this should be interesting. But I think I hear the wrens, so I know they're back, and they're probably looking for their house. So I just hang out the window, and then tie it to the branch. And there we go. Let's see if I can show you. Oh, I have to tip this. Okay, so there it is, blowing in the wind already and facing the house, so that when the bird makes its nest in there, I'll be able to see it. I don't know. Let's see if we can zoom in here. Like I said, it's a really windy day, so there you have it, my birds of a feather flock together entry for LESSology. I hope you'll join us. It could be anything, you know, a card, wall hanging, anything you create that you upcycle would be great. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join the challenge.